Hey everybody, it's Masala from the Jamesonian newspaper with Austin, our interviewee for the week. We're going to be talking about his album debut, Amuse, Bouche, and himself as an artist and young entrepreneur. Okay. Hi Austin.
Hi there.
How are you?
I'm alright. How are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm down, no doubt.
So are you ready?
Lay 'em on me.
Alright. Where does the phrase Amuse Bouche derive from, and how does it reflect your album?
Amuse Bouche is essentially a preview that a gourmet chef would give you of his kitchen. It's, all the different tastes, the sweets, the sours, the softs, the crunchies, stuff like that. And essentially that is prevalent in the album because the different artists of the Gourmet family, Gourmet Records, we all have different perspectives and views and tastes, and so it's just an interesting thing because the album is a compilation.
Your album Amuse Bouche, as you just described perfectly, has been debuted on rapper Jay-Z's website, Life and Times. How has this exposure impacted your life personally as well as the Gourmet family?
Well, I think the interesting thing about being debuted on the Life and Times is there's so much exposure. And there are people in my school or outside of the world that wouldn't even bother to look at it, but because we had a good stage to place it on, people are going to be like, oh, Jay's, and then things are just easier. But nonetheless, I'm sure people would have loved the music if they heard.
As a recording artist and full-time student at Bishop you experience two different worlds. How do you manage to balance the two as well as honor the commitment each requires?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Well, I'd say you should have a motto work now, play later. Because that's basically what I do. I try to keep school first. That might be crazy, but we're only here for 4 years. I'll have music for the rest of my life. So if I can just try and maintain, a good focus on school, which is very hard, and just keep high honors, then that's basically what I need to focus on.
Do the two worlds kind of clash into each other at some point?
Well, they do clash, but they clash very organically and in a very good way because of the phase, class and stuff like that. So it's kind of easy for me to still be musical during the school week, but as far as focusing the majority of my time, the 8 hours a day, it's hard.
How have you grown as an artist from your very first experience in the Gourmet family till today?
Well, we started Gourmet Records in 2010. I'd say, my family's been musical ever since I was born. I feel I'd have to track it from preschool to where I started to take it serious, I guess, to now. And, I just have a better understanding of the music theory and stuff like that. But every day we're growing. But in the past couple of years, I've been trying to, perfect this sound, and perfection is in the eye of the beholder, so who knows? That's what it even is.
What sound exactly?
You'll hear that on my solo project coming out pretty soon. Romeo and Juliet was, that captured a feeling, a certain moment that, it comes and goes.
I was wondering who inspired that song, if a particular person inspired it.
I'm gonna let that be classified, but this Juliet is an amazing person, and I do not regret writing that song. I don't regret thinking about that person. So,
as an artist, how do you want to service humanity? How do you want to impact the world?
Well, I'm going to quote Kanye West right now. Not that I should, and I'm sorry that I am doing this right now, but he said that he's people's motivation. His song is motivation. And one girl came up to me while I was at my locker and said, oh my gosh, you inspire me to write music and stuff like that. And it really, that's motivation to me to keep doing what I'm doing, because if it's really making people happy, and that's another thing I'd like to bring to the world, happiness, then I feel through music and everything else that I might do in the future. But as far as my music goes, I really just want to inspire and bring happiness.
Thank you, Austin, for being our first interviewee.